I give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which in Hebrew are the wonderful names of the Creator, our Heavenly Father, I Am, which this world has named God, and His beloved anointed Son, which this world has named Jesus. I give honor, respect, and thanks to all the true, faithful, and sincere apostles, elders, prophets, and torchbearers of the nation of Israel, who have willingly endured and risked much to bring forth the truth. Thank you, brothers. In this chapter, we are beginning the conversation of disappointment. If you are of the nation of Israel, the mighty nation of Israel today being the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latins, Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans, and if for some reason you can hear this word and you're still looking for your government to save you, you're looking for your politicians to save you, you're looking for the agencies that have been built by these governments and these powers to save you, you are going to experience real and profound disappointment. So that we have a common understanding. Disappointment, sadness, or displeasure caused by the non-fulfillment of one's hopes or expectations. A person, event, or thing that causes disappointment, failure, letdown, non-event, anti-climax, misfortune, setback, reversal, stroke of bad luck, fiasco, disaster, catastrophe, mess, debacle, washout. What is the opposite of disappointment? Success. Success is the opposite of disappointment. The first scripture we're going to in this chapter is the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 21. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom. So things of no consequence, things that do not matter, things that do not bring life, things that do not bring health, things that do not bring safety, things that are silly and vain, things that are illusions, silliness. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom. You have no wisdom in you. You have no light in you. So darkness is joy to you. But a man of understanding walketh uprightly, walketh with health and security, with knowledge and understanding, with the fear of the one true living Most High Power, with understanding of where we are in the timeline. 22, without counsel, purposes are disappointed. So let's look at disappointed. Here is the word for disappointed. To break, frustrate, violate, frustrate, make, ineffectual. Frustrated, broken, break, to break to bits, shatter, split, divide. To break apart, to be split, be cracked through. Break, make void, defeat, disannul, disappoint. Frustrate, come to naught, break asunder, cause to cease, dissolved, divide. To make void, to bring to nothing, to be made void. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed. So without the knowledge, if you're an Israelite, without the knowledge of our Father and His Son, through the Holy Spirit and through wisdom, you will not know where you are, and you will not know what's going on. And your purposes, what you have planned, is going to be disappointed. It's going to be broken. It's going to be made void, ineffectual. It's going to be shattered. But in the multitude of counselors, they are established. Now, if you are paying attention to the true prophets, the brothers, the modern day prophets who are out on the street at camp, the brothers who are giving classes, and the brothers who are online speaking this word in truth and in sincerity, not speaking what you want to hear, but speaking, thus saith the Most High, as it is written. I heard a sister say this week, true prophets speak that God is love and everything is love. You're not reading this book at all. You have no understanding of this book. And I pray that you do, sis. I continue to pray that you do. But that's folly. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. You understand where you are. You understand what's going on. You understand what we're enduring. You understand that we must endure to the end, and you understand that very bad things are coming. They just are. The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Our Father has spoken clearly where this is all headed. The men who come out here and speak this word in truth and in sincerity speak it as it is, not as you want to hear it. But when you hear the truth, you can prepare yourself. You can hide yourself. The book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 12, a prudent man foreseeth the evil, which means it's been expressed in some way. In order for you to foresee it, someone has to tell you about it. Someone has to give you hearing and vision, sight. Well, remember, this living word, this living water, is the past, the present, and the future all rolled into one. This is the living word. When you read it, when you meditate in it, when you study, that life enters into you. There's life in here for the true owners of the living word, for the true owners of the living word. It was given as a gift. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Oh, that's never going to happen. That would never happen. My God would never do that. My Lord would never do that. My Christ would never do that. My God would not allow that to happen. Well, we've been instructed to hide. The book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Where is that? That's in this word. That's in His holiness. That's in His statutes, His commandments, His laws. Now, we can't do all the laws and the commandments today because this is in our kingdom, but we can sure do the commandments. We can sure hide in there. Because when you're doing the commandments, you're not out here sinning. You're not out here with your back turned to the Father, leaving yourself vulnerable and wide open to righteous judgment. See, when people hear quote unquote bad things going on upon the earth, the Father knows all things, and everything is a righteous judgment. Everything. Everything. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. 2, I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress, my Most High. In Him will I trust. This is where you hide. But you have to do it His way. not your way. 3, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. There are a lot of traps out here. There are a lot of traps out here. They make laws to protect the traps so that you think the traps are acceptable. You fall into the trap. And then you must be judged by our Father because you were simple and passed on into the trap. 4, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. That truth being this word, and this word is Yahushai, and this is the living word. So you must trust our Father through the Son. You must trust what has been written. You must trust it. This is your defense because it lets you know where you need to be and when you need to be there and how you need to be attired when you get there. You have to have your garment on, your spiritual garment on, Israel. Now, we're all going to be a little dusty. We're out here in this battle. But you can't show up with a filthy garment. 5, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. Those arrows today are these missiles that are flying around back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They will escalate until they are long-range, multi-payload, heavy-duty, supersonic, thermonuclear warheads. Those type of arrows. 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. So yes, there are pathogens and viruses and all that circling around the earth. Be wise, and stay near the Father through the Son. But there's also fear, real fear and anxiety and panic, which leads to drug addiction, which is a horrible trap. 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. This is talking about death. 1,000 people will fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand. That's 11,000 people right there that you'll witness on your own. So who's a liar? Is it this word or is it you? Waiting for your God to do it your way. You wait for that, you're going to experience real disappointment. 8, when you stand with Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, remember our Father comes in the name of the Son. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. 9, because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. We trust in our Father in heaven and his words and his covenant, his prophecies and his promises. These things make us prudent. These things make us prudent. We understand what is going on. We understand what to expect. We understand what is needed of us. We understand that we are to endure. And again, we understand that our Father is a righteous judgment. Everyone gets judged for the words of their mouth and the actions of their hands and their feet, except for those of the nation of Israel who have accepted of the Father's mercy through the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate loving sacrifice of Yahushai upon the altar for the nation of Israel. Now remember, not every one of the other nations is an evil, wicked person. Everyone's going to be judged fairly. There's only one family and nation of people who have already been spoken of. But remember, our Father is a righteous judge. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High Power and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. You do this, you won't be disappointed. You do this, you won't experience disappointment. You do this, you stand as an Israelite, you stand a mighty fine chance of understanding glory. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High power and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. 14. For the Most High power shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Hurricane Helene, now the deadliest hurricane since Katrina. More than 200 people now confirmed dead, hundreds still unaccounted for. And the remarkable new images still emerging after this storm. A camper van plunging over a waterfall and a rushing river. This is in Virginia.
This is an unprecedented storm, and it's causing us to have an unprecedented response.
This is the city of Asheville in the western mountains of North Carolina, 2,000 feet above sea level and hundreds of miles away from the nearest coastline. But such was the force of Hurricane Helene that nowhere in its path was safe.
We are surging search and rescue teams to help rescue people who are still stranded but can't communicate because cell phone service is down.
As many as 600 people are still on the missing list as search teams fan out across the state, navigating the worst flooding to hit the region in a century, with thousands of downed trees, power and mobile outages, and hundreds of closed roads.
It's indescribable. I don't know, it just was covered in litter and trees and mud, and it's stinky, and it was all the way up the street up here. It just looked like the bottom of a river.
And this is the surface of Lake Lure, an hour below the mountains of Asheville, now an apocalyptic stew of rubble and debris after Helene ripped through the state, unleashing torrential downpours and catastrophic mudslides, killing 47 in North Carolina alone so far, and more than 115 in total since last Thursday. That's when Helene first made landfall on Florida's Gulf Coast as the most powerful hurricane, a Category 4, ever to hit the so-called Big Bend region, before tearing northeast through Georgia, the Carolinas and Tennessee. Homes were swept away in the storm that had been a Category 1 just the day before. But in a now all too familiar tale, Helene picked up massive amounts of energy from the unusually warm Gulf waters, exacerbated, scientists say, by climate change. The result was a 350-mile-wide devastating storm with wind speeds up to 140 miles an hour at their peak.
Why? Why must this happen? Why did this have to happen? Why did this have to happen like this? Why did it have to be so devastating? Why? These are the questions that those who do not understand where they are and what is going on, this is what they ask. But those who are prudent, they know exactly the season we are in. The book of Sirach, chapter 5, verse 4. Sirach is also called Ecclesiasticus and can be found in the Apocrypha, which is the middle book of the King James 1611 Bible. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? Don't say this. Don't say that, I've been involved in same-sex marriage or relationship for a long time. Nothing's happened to me. I've lied and stolen for business. Nothing has happened to me. I have worshipped other powers. Nothing has happened unto me. Nothing has happened unto me. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? I've done witchcraft. I've done wizardry. I've done warlockery. I've done sorcery. I've murdered. What's happened to me? Nothing's happened to me. Nothing. And maybe I don't do it myself, but I order people to do it for me. Yeah, I order people to do it for me. Nothing's happened to me. Nothing has happened to me. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For Yahweh is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. You need to know that. And for our brothers and sisters who are in the truth, but there's still a part of you that wants to hold on to this system, or maybe people inside of this system. You can't stand in the way of people's judgment. The Father knows all things, and you can't stand in the way of people's judgment. He will in no wise let thee go. This is the truth about what's actually going on. So, Mystery Babylon the Great has lived deliciously for the longest time, and now it seems almost suddenly that these type of things are going on and they want to blame it on climate change. No, this is the righteous judgment of our Father in heaven through his Son. That's what this actually is. And so if you're prudent, you fear the Father. See, it's like the men who come out here and speak this word in truth and in sincerity. I believe, therefore I have spoken. All right? We believe. We believe. That gives us foresight. We can see what's coming. And we prepare for it. And know this for a fact. Yahweh is long-suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 12, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. Many people got to the middle of September and started making plans for the holiday seasons, for their festivals and their ceremonies and their celebrations, thinking that they would be there for these things. And many are not. And many have gone out in horrible ways, ways they never thought. Ways they never thought.
Chimney Rock, which is close to Lake Lure, which is the viral video of the helicopter guy being threatened to be arrested, where he left a victim on the side of a mountain because they threatened to arrest him. Well, apparently they're getting ready to just bulldoze that entire community. And the local residents are speaking out, stating there are still bodies in the trees. You can see them. And they're not going to go rescue the bodies. No, they're just going to bulldoze it down so that the family members have no response or idea as to what happened to their loved one and or the ability to lay them to rest. And then they made the statement this morning that they did not want this to get out to the public. And I'm going to need you to do what you do, TikTok, because this is disgusting. I found this out from a local resident who was in attendance, and she was speaking on a live.
That they said that they can't even share, that they don't want this to go in public. And that's what they said. The town people said this morning, is that they're literally piles of people that families are searching for, that they're going to just wipe them out, not collect them, not do anything, not send the family information, nothing. It is so terrible.
Bodies are not being recovered and are being left in the street to rot. Government officials are coming in and seizing land from people and forcing them to move away from their already destroyed homes. Let's talk about the evil that's happening in the North Carolina mountains right now. Locals of Chimney Rock, North Carolina are saying that government officials held a town meeting yesterday. They were told that they would not be able to move back to their homes even if they were still standing. The government was seizing them and it was no longer their property. They said that the entire town is going to be bulldozed and that the bodies that are out are just going to be left to rot. They're not going to recover them. Locals say that the stench of decomposing bodies is absolutely unbearable, and people who have volunteered in the area say that they're literally just laying all over the street. Government officials are doing absolutely nothing to help out the locals, and there are still many people that are stranded on mountains and can't get to supplies that they need. Death toll is currently at 160 people, and there's still more than 1,000 people missing. These pictures are from the Leland Fire and Rescue Facebook. This is some of the damage that was done to Chimney Rock. Of houses were lost to landslides and mudslides. The roads were literally made into riverbeds. North Carolina has faced complete devastation, and the government is not speaking about it at all. Our entire state is being impacted by this hurricane. I live 2 hours south of Asheville, and none of our stores have any essentials because everybody is buying them to send them to the mountains. Locals in the mountains are saying that FEMA and Red Cross are confiscating the donations that people are bringing up there and not letting people have them. And on top of that, the donations that they're confiscating, they don't even have to use it for this disaster. They can save it and use it for different disasters, even though people have donated it specifically for this disaster.
So people ask, how could this happen? How would God let this happen? How? It's written all here in this living water. So if you remember that our Father is a righteous judge, then you know that what a judge decrees is written in stone, literally. It's written in stone. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 7, and Yahweh thy most high power will put all these curses, the curses, in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verses 16 through 68. Everything we went through as a nation, as the nation of Israel, everything we went through. And Yahweh thy most high power will put all these curses upon thine enemies. And Yahweh thy most high power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. This is why the devil means deceivers. This is why they told you that the Old Testament is done away with, so that you would hold hands with them. And Yahweh thy most high power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. So, here's what happened to the Israelites. And their dead bodies, the dead bodies of the Israelites, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. That's mystery. Babylon the Great, the so-called United States of America, the whore that sits on many waters. This is that place. How many Israelites hung from trees and were left out there for days on end? Even recently, how many times have police officers shot Israelites and left their bodies in the street in the summer? Just out on the street like dung, like feces, like waste. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. So for the entire time that the Israelites, who were brought over here on ships, and those who were already here, for the whole time we were in our captivity, our bodies were left out, disrespected, put in mass graves, burned, ripped apart by animals, ripped apart by horses. Willie Lynch letters. Ripped apart by dogs on plantations. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth. So, southern kingdom and northern kingdom of the mighty nation of Israel. We say what you're doing is wicked to these other nations, to these other families upon the earth. What you're doing is wicked. What you're doing is unjust. What you're doing is abominable. They hate that, just like they hate it today. Just like they hate it today. You know, my brother Paul was telling me that they have dog brothels now, where if you want to go in and have sexual relations with a dog, go pay your money and go do it. This is where we are. This is where we live. And so our dead bodies hanging from trees, set on fire, put in prisons, languishing out on those plantations, all these things. And all the families and nations upon the earth that despise us rejoice. They celebrate it. They sent each other gifts. They sent each other gifts. So our Father said that these things would be turned. Our Father said these things would be turned. The book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 25, verse 32, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. All praise to the one true living most high power. We're watching these storms whip up and up and up, right? So they just had that one, and there's more coming. And there may even be something off the west coast. There's storms coming back, one after another, back to back to back, almost like those ships, slave ships that used to come in back to back to back, bringing us to torment. 33, and the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the ground. Thus saith the Most High, as it is written. Right? So it happened unto the Israelites, and now it is happening unto the other nations, because our fathers said it would. As it is written, thus saith the Most High. The second book of the prophet Esdras, chapter 16, verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. As it is written, thus saith the Most High. First book of Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 61, and thus consider ye throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him, our Father in heaven, Yahweh, the Most High Power, the creator of heaven and earth, the creator of all things, the creator and destroyer, that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Our Father is in control of all things. Yes, we have our trials and our tribulations, but when we are turned unto our Father in truth and in sincerity, even when our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, they went to sleep. They weren't judged. They weren't ripped out of the flesh. They weren't taken by teeth of wild beasts. They weren't drowned. They weren't set on fire. They went to sleep. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. That none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. 62. Fear not then the words of a sinful man. What can they do to you? What can they actually do to you? Our Father is in control of our souls and our destiny. What can they actually do to you? They can't even protect themselves. What can they actually do to you? Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. Those people up in those trees, I'm sure some of them walked with pride. I'm sure some of them were important people out in the world. The Father's not a respecter of persons at all. And he will put you down in the way he knows you need to be put down. And there are a lot who don't want to hear that. Oh well, take it up with the Father. Take it up with the Father. Yeah, down in Florida, that gator bait, that was acceptable, right? That was just a way of doing business. 63. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into the dust, and his thought is come to nothing. As it is written, thus saith the Most High. This is how. This is why. This is where we are. This is what is going on. So, for us, here's the exhortation, Israel. Here's the exhortation. For us, we have the one true living Most High power. We have access, as we read in Psalms 91. We have access unto one who is invincible. And we can stay by his side as his children, inside of his protection, which is the heavenly host, by the way. The heavenly host, the heavenly angels. Powers that cannot be seen. You know, as these things continue to progress upon the earth, you're going to hear miracle stories, right? 1,000 at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, and yet you're going to walk out of there. An Israelite's going to walk out of there with a great story to tell. With a great story to tell, right? So, we have the one true living Most High power to call on through his Son, Yahushua, our King of Kings and our Lord of Lords. For those of you who cling to your governments and to your agencies, who cling to man for your assistance.
I still don't understand why we don't have more helicopters. Like, we'll get a lot of work done with that, but there's no military. There's no one's doing nothing. It blows my mind. And they're not even allowing people to see what's really going on. One of our friends yesterday, they were actually escorting CNN down at Lake Lure, and they wouldn't even let CNN, the sheriff department would not let them go videotape the bad areas, how destructive it is. I don't know why they don't want to show you all that, but I mean, it is bad. I should also say, when I flew here on Sunday, they actually stopped us from going in, the sheriff department. And it was because of a bunch of politics that they were claiming was the Speaker of the House of North Carolina that was preventing us from even going in and trying to kick us out, which I had clarified today with North Carolina politicians that reached out to me, good on them, and they were like, that's complete bullshit. The Speaker of the House has nothing. He wants you guys there, but this is the kind of political BS that is happening here right now. Like, everyone's trying to be in charge without taking any type of action. Nobody wants to coordinate with anybody. Everybody wants to pretend like they're being the hero while these people are literally dying in the mountains. And these people, like I'm saying, these people are limited medication, they're running out of oxygen, and there's no one going to get them. The most effective way I have found to go find these people is by getting in a helicopter and flying down the rivers and roads and looking for SOS messages or people waving us down. And then we drop down and get them. We have all these people here. We have law enforcement, we have State Guard, National Guard. They have no way to go get these people. Yesterday, when I was at the Asheville airport refueling, which, by the way, the civilian is paying all this out of his own pocket. He's not even looking for a reimbursement. I think we did 4 refuelings yesterday. And that was like just in half a day's work.
It appears those games have officially begun. It appears as if those games of hunger have officially begun. Really take in what's going on. And know that this is a game. For those at the highest level of this last wicked kingdom, this is a game to them. This is fun. It's like a video game. It's like a video game. The book of Philippians, chapter 3, verse 2, beware of dogs. These are those of the other nations that hate you, Israel. They hate you. What do? They bark at you all the time. Nigger, spick, wetback, prairie nigger, migrant, minority, illegal alien, thug, whore, thief. That's all they do. They just bark at you all day long. They just bark. Beware of dogs. Beware of evil workers. Beware of concision. So beware of evil workers. If your trust is in this last wicked kingdom, you are headed for severe disappointment. Severe disappointment. Beware of evil workers. The book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 10, the soul of the wicked desireth evil. It's just not upright in them. They are like their father. These things are written for a reason. They just are, right? Really come out of the witchcraft of the fairy tale, that this book is a fairy tale. Kingdoms exist upon the earth today. The kings of the earth are fighting amongst themselves today. That is the truth. The soul of the wicked desireth evil. That's the truth. There's no fairy tale to that. And it's not on a small scale, it's on a huge scale. And if you don't want to think about it, you don't want to consider it, you don't want to acknowledge it, you're being simple and you will pass on to destruction and punishment. But for the brothers and sisters of the mighty nation of Israel who are holding steady in this truth, you know what to expect. You know what to expect. You know who to wait on, and when the time is, and when the need arises, you know who to call on. The soul of the wicked desireth evil, his neighbor findeth no favor in his eyes. So again, you want to trust in man, you want to trust in your governments, you want to trust in your federal agencies, your local agencies, you want to trust in your politicians, you want to trust in the wicked.
I've been going all over South Carolina like most people. I hadn't slept much. But look what's going on in Israel. Our friends in Israel are surrounded by people that want to kill them, destroy them, a second Holocaust in the making. And Biden says be proportional. What is the proportional response to people who want to kill you and your family?
Gosh.
They're running out of ammunition in Israel. We have to help our friends.
They haven't even found everyone that is unaccounted for. And he's talking about send more money over there. Those people over in the land today need your help. Those people over there need your help. I realize I have been elected to represent you, and so I'm here to tell you to your face, we need to help those people over there. Real disappointment. You keep holding out and waiting for deliverance from the devil. Real sore disappointment. You keep waiting for the devil to put their hand out to save you. Returning to the book of Proverbs, now chapter 25, verse 19. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth, and a foot out of joint will not help you at all. As a matter of fact, is incredibly painful. Cannot help you and is incredibly painful. Cannot help you and in fact is incredibly painful. 20. as he that taketh away a garment in cold weather, and as vinegar upon nitre, so is he that singeth songs to a heavy heart. So here they're coming along talking about, oh, we got to help Israel. We have to help the Israelis over there. So that money that we need to give you, yeah, we're going to give you $750 of your own money. And then we're going to give these other people your money. As he that taketh away a garment in cold weather. Severe disappointment. Severe disappointment waiting for the devil to become righteous. Severe. So is he that singeth songs to a heavy heart. Hey, we don't have it as bad over here. They got it real bad over there. We're going to send some money over there. You know, they need our help over there. I don't believe that my God would allow this to happen. The book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. You cannot do wickedly to another nation and family of people for centuries upon the earth and think nothing is going to happen to you. Our Father has been long suffering. That does not mean your day shall not come. And for many, it is coming. This is the amplification process. Strap in. You will get what you deserve. His own children, the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latins, Hispanics, the so-called Native Americans. He intended for us to not experience pain and suffering. Let's prove that. The book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 8. Now when I, Yahweh the Most High Power, passed by thee, Israel, and looked upon thee, Israel, behold, thy time was the time of love. And I spread my skirt over thee, and covered thy nakedness. Yea, I swear unto thee, and entered into a covenant with thee, saith Yahweh the Most High Power, and thou becamest mine. Well, who did he make a covenant with out in the wilderness? Through our forefather, the prophet Moses, who was a dark-skinned man, by the way. Who? 9. Then washed I thee with water, yea, I thoroughly washed away thy blood from thee, and I anointed thee with oil. He washed us with the commandments, the statutes, and the laws. With this living water, this living word. 10. I clothed thee also with broidered work, and shod thee with badger's skin. And I girded thee about with fine linen, and I covered thee with silk. He gave us the temple, Shiloh, out in the wilderness. He gave us a place to come be with him. And in being with him, we had his protection. We had the Ark of the Covenant. We had the mercy seat where our Father sat. In the camps, he dwelt amongst us. In the camp, he was with us. This is what we were clothed with. The glory of the one true living Most High Power. 14. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty. For it was perfect through my comeliness. We were clothed in our Father in the Spirit. and the glory of our Father. All praise to the one true living most high power. And thy renown went forth among the heathen for thy beauty, for it was perfect through my comeliness, which I had put upon thee, saith Yahweh, the most high power. So if we drank, what do you other nations think is going to happen to you? All of you who came against us, all of you who rejoiced when we fell into hell, into the condition of hell, all of you who sent gifts one to another, what did you think was going to happen to you? In this chapter, we are beginning the conversation of hell rises, the condition of being at the bottom, being the lowest, being lowly upon this earth, having no authority, having no say, having no power. That condition is now rising. It is rising off of the backs and the shoulders of the nation of Israel. Specifically today, the 1/3 of the mighty nation of Israel. The mighty nation of Israel being the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latins, Hispanics, and the so-called Native Americans. Hell is rising off the shoulders and the backs of the nation of Israel. And it is rising towards those who are at the top of this last wicked kingdom. Through the curses of our Father, Yahweh, the Most High Power, the Creator of heaven and earth, the Creator of all things, the Creator and Destroyer. Our Father is not in the land. He is in His people, in His children. Today, the 1/3 of the mighty nation of Israel, the men, the women, the children of the true believers, the remnant. He is in us. That land isn't going to protect those who are there. This way, everyone knows who is who. The book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. 13. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. So let's look at this word Basra. Here is the word for Basra. Basra, sheepfold or fortress, a town in Edom. City of Edom, fortress, a fortified place. So our Father, through our forefather, the prophet Jeremiah, has said, I'm going to go into your fortified places. Esau, Edom, Idumea, Mount Seir. I'm just going to waltz in there, and I'm going to bring destruction. I'm going to make you drink this cup. So, mystery, Babylon the Great, the so-called United States of America. You think you have the greatest military upon the earth. Great. I'm going to march in there with a swift wind. I'm going to put water where there shouldn't even be any water to remind you who I am. The flood, thank you very much. To remind you. I'm going to make lakes where there were never lakes before. That's who I am. Why? How could this happen to me? You're out of your mind. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. All who came against the Israelites, the dearly beloved of the one true living most high power, all who celebrated our downfall, the Father remembers you, and you must pay your bill.
יו! נפילה! לא מאמין! תפסתי את זה. מה זה הדבר הזה? אחי, הבסיס מושמד. אחי, זה מסתרים. יו. What the? יו. שומע? וואו! הכל נופל לנבטים, אני אומר לך, מתקפה אחת החזקות. אימא'לה, זהו, למקלט. תפדלו.
The book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So, who's this coming from Edom? Edom, Esau, Idumea, Mount Seir, with dyed garments from Basra, from their fortresses and their fortified places, with his garment stained with their blood. Who is this? Who is this that is glorious in his apparel? He's traveling with the Spirit of the one true living most high power upon him. bringing that righteous judgment from the Father. Traveling in the greatness of his strength. Well, Yahushua has been given all power and authority in heaven and in earth. And remember, he's coming to bring judgment on behalf of the Father. I that speak in righteousness. Well, he is the truth, right? He is the truth. He is the word. He is the truth. Mighty to save. To save who? The nation of Israel, first and foremost. He's only sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But remember, not everyone on the earth is an evil, wicked person. But we're not going to get into that right now. 2, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. So he's letting you know, right? The Father's working judgment through the Son, Yahushua. Many different ways that's going on. You got the storms, and then we've got fire coming down from heaven. All praise to the one true living most high power. You've got famine, you've got the sword, you've got pestilence, you've got teeth of wild beasts, all these different ways. And so for those who say why and how, and my God, my Jesus wouldn't do that, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my garment. There it is, written right there. Written right there. I'm coming for vengeance. So you either believe it or you don't. You either believe it or you don't. Returning to the book of the prophet Jeremiah, now chapter 25, verse 14. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them, the Israelites also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands, right? So our Father judges for the words of your mouth and the actions of your hands and your feet. That's just the way it is. And many nations, which we again read in the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verses 8 through 10, they were very happy to see our downfall, and they celebrated it. And they left our dead bodies, physical and spiritual, just laying on the ground, knowing who we are. That we were once clothed with the Spirit and the glory of our Father, forgetting that that would happen again. Folly, just absolute folly and vanity and pride. But we know what all that leads to. For many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of them also, and I will recompense them according to their deeds and according to the works of their own hands. 15. For thus saith Yahweh the Most High Power of Israel unto me. For thus saith Yahweh the Most High Power of Israel unto me. He is a chosen people, a chosen nation. For God so loved the world, he loved the world, the time frame, the age, the span of time of Israel, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latins, Hispanics, the so-called Native Americans, spread to the four corners of the earth today, in their kingdom, their righteous eternal kingdom, judging this earth righteously underneath Yahushua, for he loved that world so much. This world, not so much. For thus saith Yahweh the Most High Power of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. It's written right there. If you think this isn't going to occur, you are going to experience severe disappointment. 16, and they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will send among them. That sword is destruction.
And ever since the war erupted in Gaza almost a year ago, the fear has been that the conflict there could escalate into a wider regional war. And those fears were not eased today. Israel's military reach and power is long and strong. This is not Lebanon or Gaza, but almost 2,000 kilometers away in Yemen. The target, one of the country's biggest ports and 2 power stations, controlled by Iranian-backed Houthis. The operation directed by Israel's defense minister.
We have no interest in expanding the war. We have no interest in looking for additional fronts. But if somebody attacks Israel, as the Houthis have recently done with missiles, and throughout the war with cruise missiles and drones, anyone who carries out such an attack, we will settle the account with them, and we know how to do it.
Israel is not holding back. Its Air Force releasing footage as they set off for the raid. And earlier today, it says it shot down another drone launched from Yemen. For the past year, the Yemeni Houthis have been trying to influence the conflict in the Middle East. This is their commandos seizing a British-owned ship in the Red Sea last November. They have long-range missiles, are supported by Iran, and are fiercely opposed to Israel. Speaking yesterday, the Houthis' military spokesperson Yahya Saraya said they wouldn't stop until Israel ended its aggression against Gaza and Lebanon. Today's strikes in Yemen highlight another dangerous front in a war that threatens to engulf the region.
17. Then took I the cup at Yahweh's hand, and made all the nations to drink, unto whom Yahweh had sent me. 18. To wit, Jerusalem, those who were not supposed to drink of the cup, drank of the cup. To wit, Jerusalem, and the cities of Judah, and the kings thereof, and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, an astonishment, and hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. This happened to us. We were at the tail end of it, the last one for us, but it happened unto us. We weren't supposed to be here, but we were. We were. 19. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants, and his princes, and all his people. That happened. 20. And all the mingled people, and all the kings of the land of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azah, and Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod. 21. Edom, and Moab, and the children of Ammon.
الله أكبر الموت أمريكا الموت لإسرائيل اللعنة على اليهود النصر لإسرائيل لبيك يا أقصى لبيك يا أقصى لبيك يا أقصى.
And all the kings of Tyrus, and all the kings of Zidon, and the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea. 23. Dedan, and Tema, and Buz, and all that are in the utmost corners. 24. And all the kings of Arabia, and all the kings of the mingled people that dwelt in the desert. 25. And all the kings of Zimri, and all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of the Medes. 26. And all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world, which are upon the face of the earth, and the king of Sheshach shall drink after them. Everyone must pay their bill. Our Father proved his righteousness by making his own children drink, his own sons and daughters drink. We did wickedly, we had to pay our bill. So, if he did it to his own, what are you other nations expecting? And for our brothers and sisters of the nation of Israel who can hear this word, if your hope is in this last wicked kingdom, you're going to experience severe disappointment. Our Father said everyone's going to drink, and they are going to drink of this cup of his wrath and this cup of his vengeance. The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 24. The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. The only way out is up. So, we have to be turned unto our Father in heaven through the Son. We have to, at the very least, be turned unto these commandments. We have to be paying attention to the prophecies. And we have to really be getting accustomed to our spiritual body. Our spiritual body fights our carnal body. This is why we fast and do all these different things, because we're always putting this flesh into subjection. The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath. There are promises coming for the nation of Israel. There are prophecies coming for the nation of Israel. Eternal kingdom, world without end. That is worth more than anything that you could put your hands on here. Now, for the wicked who are trying to trap our brothers and sisters, such that they give up their salvation or forego their salvation or try and trick them out of their salvation. And then for those, even of the 2/3 who are working to have your brothers and sisters stumble and fall. Because you like to be wicked. And you like to be deceitful. The last scripture we're going to in this chapter is the book of the prophet Job, chapter 5, verse 12. This is our forefather, the prophet Job, who knew how to endure to the end. He knew how to wait upon the promises of the one true, living, Most High power. One who understood to endure. He, our Father in heaven, disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So yes, we have terrors that we must endure. But the hardest terrors that you can ever imagine, those nightmares that they're going to try and sell you, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Our Father will deliver his children. Our Father does not disappoint. Make no mistake about it. World War III and the nuclear destruction of America are coming. It will coincide exactly with the return of our King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Savior, High Priest, and Brother, Yahushai. Thus saith Yahweh. Philippians 2, 9 through 11. Wherefore Yahweh also hath highly exalted him, and given him a name which is above every name, that at the name of Yahushai every knee shall bow, of things in heaven, and things in earth, and things under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yahushai is Lord, to the glory of Yahweh the Father. As it is written, thus saith Yahweh, and nothing can stop it. This is a final warning, Israel. Shake off this world. Remember who you are and come home. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai.